Shalom to those that are observing Shabbat today. Ima Ayalea coming to the daughters of Zion with yet another lesson. But before I get started, I want to share an opportunity to do alms for this particular sister, Cody, and her mother, that they are experiencing a situation where her mother needs long-term medical care, hospital care. I will drop the link, the GoFundMe link, at the bottom of this video. And my suggestion is please pray and ask the Most High to lay on your heart and how you are supposed to help in this particular situation. Okay, so just pray about it and look for the guidance of the Most High Yah. I can truly say after reading this particular situation that this Akoti and her mother have found themselves in, I can say that she has done the work. She has reached out to Medicare, trying to look for any source to help with the medical bills. And so again, like I said, I will drop the link down below this video, and just pray about it. And if the Most High place it on your heart to help out in this situation, please do so, because they are in dire need of our help, the Miss Packer help, the family's help. Okay, so with that being said, I will go into my lesson today, which is basically going over the second commandment. This is a series of me going through the 10 commandments just to get a clearer understanding of each commandment and how we are apply it to our lives today. And so today I will be going over the second commandment, okay? The second commandment, which is no graven, no carved image, okay? And so we're gonna just get a clearer understanding of what this second commandment means and how we are to apply it to our lives today, okay? First of all, I want to read the 10 commandments, which are found in Exodus chapter 20, verses 3 through 17, and also in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 7 through 21. I truly believe that it is a baraka, a blessing, every opportunity that we get to read the 10 commandments or the word of the Most High into the hearing of the nation of Israel, and also to the other nations that cling and want to serve our Elohim as well. Okay, so today I will be reading the 10 commandments out of Exodus chapter 20, starting at verse 3. And it reads, "You shall have no other Elohims before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh your Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of Yahweh your Elohim in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh your Elohim. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore Yahweh blessed the seventh day and hallowed it. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Okay? May the Most High bless you and those that are hearing his word, but especially those that are do of his word as well. Okay, so we're gonna get a clearer understanding of what the Most High mean by the second commandment. Have no carved, no graven image. Okay, and we're gonna find this in, like I just read in Exodus chapter 20, and that is verse 4, and I'm gonna read that again. And it says, you shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Okay, so after reading that, you have to ask yourself, does this mean that we are not to have any idol or image or picture of anything that is in the sky, like birds or eagles or anything like that, in our homes or in our workplaces or wherever we want to display these things? Is this saying that we are not to have an image or picture of animals, trees, plants, pictures, flowers, people displayed in our homes or in our offices of our workplace? Okay? Is it saying that we are not to have an image or picture of a fish or a sea creature that is in the waters? Is the Most High saying that we are not supposed to have any carved image or picture in our homes or wherever we want to display these things? Okay, so we're going to get a clearer understanding today of what the Most High is asking for us to do concerning the second commandment. Have no graven, carved image. Okay, so with that being said, first I want to say we need to understand that it is important that we keep the Most High word in context. And what I mean by that, sometimes you have to read the whole chapter to get a clearer understanding of what a particular verse is saying. But most of the time you just have to read a few verses before or after that particular verse to get a clearer understanding of what the Most High is saying to us. So with that being said, we are going to go back and read the second commandment in Exodus chapter 20, but this time we're going to read verses 4 through 6. Okay, and it reads, you shall not make for yourselves a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5. You shall not bow down to them nor serve them, for I, Yahweh your Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and the fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. Okay, so now after reading that, okay, so what is the Most High actually saying here after we read it in context, reading verses 5 and 6? Okay, is he's not saying that we are not to make any image or have a picture of anything that is in the heaven, earth, or in the sea? Okay, is he really saying that? No, he's not. He's saying that we are not to make an idol of worship, that we bow down and serve these particular images or pictures. Okay, that is what he is saying, that we are not to bow down to serve, worship, okay, these images or pictures. Okay, and so I think, daughters of Zion, it is so important that we keep the Most High word in context. Okay, just by reading a couple of extra verses, we see that it is okay to have images or pictures in your home that is of the heaven, earth, or in the waters. But we are not to bow down to worship and serve these particular images and pictures. Okay, daughters of Zion. Okay, so I basically want to share a little something that I came across in my studies the other week when I was reading about what happened. Why was the tribe of Dan removed from the list of tribes? Okay, why was the tribe of Dan removed from the tribes in Revelation chapter 7? Okay, and so after just reading, I found out not only did the tribe of Dan basically they rejected their inheritance. Okay, they basically said that, hey, we don't want to claim our inheritance. We don't want our inheritance. But instead of that, they illegally claimed the inheritance of another nation. Okay, and so not only that, this is the kicker. They fell to perpetual idolatry. Okay, so that's the big kicker, is when they fell to perpetual idolatry. Okay, so when I looked up the word perpetual, perpetual basically means continuing, no ending, it's not ending. But in my words, I say that Dan basically got lost in the sauce. Okay, so we have to be careful not to fall into idolatry. And basically that is what the second commandment is saying, is that it's okay to have images or pictures of these things in your home or workspace or wherever you may want to display these things, but we are not to make an idol of worship concerning these things. Okay, so, and just to reiterate, okay, we are not to bow down to worship and to serve Elohim's creation. Okay, but it does not mean that Elohim is against us showing appreciation for its beauty in our homes and in our workplaces. Okay, so now let us get a clearer understanding of what the Most High has to say about carved images, grave images. Okay, and we're going to do this by reading Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 16 through 18. Okay, and it reads, "Lest you act corruptly and make for yourselves a carved image in the form of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any animal that is on the earth, or the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the air, the likeness of anything that creeps on the ground, or the likeness of any fish that is in the water beneath the earth." Okay, and so after reading that, like I said, it's so important to keep everything in context. And so we just have to pick up one more verse, verse 19, to get a clearer understanding of what the Most High is saying about having these images. And verse 19 is saying, "And take heed lest you lift your eyes to heaven, and when you see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the hosts of heaven, you feel driven to worship them and serve them, which Yahweh your Elohim has given to all the peoples under the whole heaven as a heritage." Okay, and so we see clearly the Most High is saying here again that we are not to worship and serve images or pictures of anything that is in the heaven or on the earth that is in the waters. Okay, so with that being said, let's move to Exodus chapter 25, verses 18 through 21. Okay, Exodus 25, 18 through 21. Okay, and it reads, "And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold, of hammered work you shall make them, at the ends of the mercy seat, and make 1 cherub at one end, and the other cherub at the other end. You shall make the cherubim at the 2 ends of it of one piece with the mercy seat." Okay, so you will have those that read that and say, okay, the Most High is contradicting himself, okay, or he is breaking Torah. Okay, because basically here, he is commanding the children of Israel to make cherubim, images, okay, and basically cherubim are basically heavenly beings, okay, and so he is asking the children of Israel to make images of things that are in the heaven, Did the Most High contradict himself? Did the Most High break Torah? Let's take a closer look. Okay, so it's clear to understand too that, just to add on to it, not only did the Most High ask the children of Israel to make cherubim, he also asked the children of Israel to make pomegranates to go at the bottom of the priest's robes, all kinds of things, menorahs, you name it. The Most High basically asked for the children of Israel to make it to display inside the temple or the tabernacle. Okay, now not only did the Most High do that, ask the children of Israel to do those things, but if we read in Numbers chapter 21 verses 8 and 9, we read here that the Most High asked Moses to make a fiery serpent and to place it on a pole. Let's take a look at that. That's Numbers chapter 21 verses 8 and 9. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Numbers chapter 21 verses 8 and 9, and it reads, Then Yahweh said to Moses, Make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole, and it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live. So Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole, and so it was, if a serpent had bitten anyone, when he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. Okay, there we go again. So now let's get an understanding of that the Most High basically asked Moses to make this fiery serpent and put it on a pole. He did not tell Moses to tell the children of Israel to fall down on their knees, to bow down and start worshiping this image or serving it. He did not say that. He just said basically it was put there that if they got bitten by the serpent, they can look up at that pole, that fiery serpent on the pole, and they will not be harmed. Okay, but later on, if we read in 2 Kings chapter 18:4, we see that that same pole that the fiery serpent was on, the children of Israel winded up worshiping it. Okay, let's take a look at that. And that is 2 Kings chapter 18:4. Okay, and it reads, He removed the high places and broke the sacred pillars, cut down the wooden image, and broke in pieces the bronze serpent that the children of Israel burned incense to it. Okay, you see that? Let me read that again. He removed the high places and broke the sacred pillars, cut down the wooden image, and broke in pieces the bronze serpent that Moses had made. For until those days the children of Israel burned incense on it. You see that? They took this here that the Most High told Moses to create this image for them to basically not die if they looked upon it. Okay, so later on we look in 2 Kings, it says that basically they took that same fiery serpent on a pole and they burned incense on it. Okay, to bow down and worship the Most High. And so, basically in closing, I want to read Romans chapter 1 verses 21 through 25. Let's go over here. Romans, let's see. Romans chapter 1. And that is verses 21 through 25. And it reads, Because although they knew Elohim, they did not glorify him as Elohim, nor were thankful, but became futile in their thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the incorruptible Elohim into an image made like corruptible man, and birds, and four-footed animals, and creeping things. Therefore Elohim also gave them up to uncleanness, and the lusts of their hearts, to dishonor their bodies among themselves, who exchanged the truth of Elohim for the lie, and worshiped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Okay, so we see right here, the Most High turn you over. If you want to serve and worship and bow down and worship these images or these pictures that is in the heaven, that is in the earth, that is in the waters, the Most High will turn you over to it. Okay? And a lot of times when you're turned over to it, you find yourself, you basically took further than you plan on going. Okay? So, let's also read Habakkuk, and that's chapter 2, verses 18 and 19. Okay? Habakkuk 2, verses 18 and 19, and it reads, "What profit is the image that its maker should carve it, the molten image, a teacher of lies, that the maker of its mold should trust in it, to make mute idols? Woe to him who says to wood, awake, to silent stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is overlaid with gold and silver, yet in it there is no breath at all." Okay? And so you have to ask yourself, for those that are bent on choosing to serve these idols and these pictures, you know, it's nothing to them. They have no breath in them. They can't hear. Okay, they can't speak. Okay, so to me, the Most High is saying it's foolish for you to even want to do that. But I know that there are those that actually bow down, worship, and serve idols and pictures of things that is in the heaven, earth, and in the waters. And the Most High said we cannot do that. Okay, so in closing, let me just summarize this by going back and read Exodus chapter 20, verses 4 through 6, and it reads, "You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh your Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children to the third and the fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments." Okay? And so, I hope you got a clearer understanding of not having a carved or a graven image in your home or in your workplace or wherever you choose to display an image or picture. The Most High is not saying that it is a sin to have these things. The Most High said that it is a sin and forbidden for us to fall down, bow down, to worship and serve these particular images or pictures. Okay? And so in that, I'm going to close here, and I pray that you have a clearer understanding in how we are to apply the second commandment to our lives: no graven, no carved image. And with that, I am going to say shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Yahweh.